All right, and welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. Hello, and happy, what do we got? Wednesday today. Don't wait. Big green letters on the thumbnail as you're hopping into this stream, my friends. Do me a favor. If you're on X, go over to X and find this post, okay? Find this post at Crypto Kip, the Crypto Report. Crypto Kip tweets, the Crypto Report page, repost it. Let's get some more folks in on this. Look at that. That's me live right now. You can see this is crazy. It's like seeing double. But go ahead. Let's get some more folks in here and let's talk about some of the big news happening in crypto. Right now, Bitcoin's coming back up a little bit. We see kind of the market starting to trickle back up. We see a couple of coins pumping right now as we were dipping earlier today, but crypto is very resilient, very strong. Even these little dips we've had lately, they've been very subtle, and Bitcoin's holding strong above $100,000 despite some of the big news. And there is quite a bit of news regarding tariffs. I do want to talk about, Bitcoin looking at prices upwards of 125K. Everybody's kind of talking about Ethereum purchases lately as there's more excitement around these institutions. The fact that we have these ETFs out, that's a big deal. And we did have XRP get a little bit of a boost lately, which is fine, decent, wonderful, but we're still not getting that massive explosion. XRP had a little bit of a dip recently and is subtly recovered a little bit. And we're kind of at a standstill right now. Like Solana as an example. Let's just look at this right now. So like Solana, very strong coin, down 157, down 3% of the day, down 7.4% on the week. We're just not at that altcoin season yet. And a lot of folks are wondering, well, when's this crypto bull market supposed to start? Well, the answer is it's already started, guys. We've already had tremendous opportunities through 2024, end of 2023, into 2024, and now we've had a little bit of a hiccup because of tariffs, inflation fears. This is old news. You know this news, but a couple stories I want to share with you guys today. Clary's Beef is back in the chat. How you doing, Mr. Beefy? In the chat. Let's see what we got. I can't believe you listened to this fresh in the morning. I can see how you stay a positive attitude when you're first. Oh yeah, 150 BPM. Man, we've got the beats, man. We've got the beats, my friend. Okay. We do like some chill beats, and let's change it up. Let's get a different one going. There you go. Oh yeah. But yeah, I like those chill beats to kind of get that chill mood going as we are looking at some news. Now, as I told you guys, I have been trading a lot, and I am right now in a position that's not necessarily going the right way, but I want to share with you. Oh, hey, it's getting a little bit better. In a Dogecoin trade to the short side, I have a Dogecoin video coming out later today. I've got my stop loss set. I set it live in my video earlier from today, and this thing was like $250 in the red earlier, back down to 100. We're going to see. I have a reason that I opened up the short on Doge. It's not because I'm bearish on Doge. It's not because I'm bearish on crypto. It's because I like to trade support and resistance. Now you'd be like, well, Crypto Kip, here's a moving average. Why are you trading? You're trading a short off of this moving average. Well, there is a risk there. There's no doubt about it. But I'm looking at a move potentially for Doge that we've talked about, down to this potential trend line at about 15 cents. Now, I've been quite profitable on my trades lately. I've been sharing those with you guys. Right now, I'm in one in the red. I wanted to just share that with you guys to continue with some transparency and show you guys that, you're not always going to start a trade and be in the green. Sometimes you got to rough it out, but limit your damage. Set your stop losses. This is something I've been sharing with you guys consistently. And if you want to do some trading, you can sign up for Blowfin. I got a link for you down below on that. Let's get into some of this crypto news, guys. We'll keep an eye on this trade throughout the stream and see what's happening. First off, let's get to some of the bigger news. Here you go. So people talking about this big bill, this tax bill, adding 2.4 trillion to the deficit, right? We've already got a huge problem with the amount of money we are in debt, all these different things. You've got the president also calling for Fed Chair Jerome Powell to unbelievable as he renews his calls for lower rates. This shouldn't be surprising to you. What we did see, though, is some very interesting and tough language here today. President saying that Xi, president of China, the leader of China. Is he the president or the emperor? He's the president. The president of China is extremely hard to make a deal with. Very, very interesting headline here. When you look at it, let's click into it. Let's just take a peek at it here. When you take a peek at it, here's the quote. I like the presidency of China, always have and always will, but he's very tough, and extremely hard to make a deal with. Very difficult. So this is what you've got right now. The president coming out and saying on Truth Social. It's where he likes to post his words. But we are waiting on them to have a phone call. I don't know if they did yet. Denting hopes for a phone call between the two leaders. So they still haven't had a conversation yet. You're still waiting on the president of China and the president of the U.S. to have a conversation. That was promised. There was hope that that would happen and we'd see resolve. But it's very tough. Very tough. The S&P is still below 6K, you know, just trying to kind of come back up. Bitcoin had a little dip this morning on this news, and it's kind of interesting. But there is other very interesting news regarding the president as well. Today, Trump's Truth Social takes step towards launching a Bitcoin ETF of their own with the New York Stock Exchange in an ARCA filing. The filing follows a broader partnership between this media group and Crypto.com to launch digital asset products, including token baskets and ETFs. Token baskets that could likely include Crocoin and probably some of the other major ones like Solana and Ethereum and all these big ones, Avalanche, Cardano, all these ones, probably XRP. So these are things to just be acknowledging, right? As you see all the fear and you see these tariff negotiations go good, go bad every day. It's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad, it's great, it's wonderful, it's terrible, it's great, it's tremendous, it's difficult, it's extremely difficult, it's extremely great. You know, you see these things all the time with a bunch of adjectives. Are those adjectives? Man, I wasn't good at grammar. I wasn't good at English. I'm not very good at English, okay? But pretty good at crypto. And what I'm taking out of all the news that I see every day is like there is so much of a step in the right direction for this industry, and I've got more news to share with you on that. Probably my last story about the president, but recently, maybe you saw this. There is a wallet with the president's name on it. However, the sons of the president distanced themselves from this new wallet. Okay, it's the official $TRUMP wallet. Don Jr. and Eric say that they are not involved. So who launched this wallet? Very, very interesting. In a post on X Tuesday, Jack Lew, the CEO of digital asset marketplace called Magic Eden, said his firm had collaborated with Get Trump Memes, the firm behind the meme coin, and they've collaborated on getting a wallet. But again, you know, I run this account, says Eric, and they know nothing about the project. And so they have zero involvement in this wallet product. So how can they do that? I don't understand. And like, are they going to file like a lawsuit against them, or are they going to partner up? This goes back to our conflict of interest. Look at this. This goes back to our potential conflicts of interest with the president. And this is just sloppy for the crypto industry, and, you know, not what y'all want to see in the headlines, but they are fully immersed in the crypto space. However, you know, I guess they're not behind this wallet. So just be careful with some of this stuff, guys. I don't like to chase the new shiny stuff in crypto. You know, I've had a lot of people talking to me about like ZBCN, like what? I don't know. I mean, like, when in doubt, like, there are the tried and true cryptos that are looking quite bullish for the future, and that's what I'm focused on. And this crypto industry is looking great, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be profit taking along the way, right? Bitcoin profit taking speeds up post Golden Cross. So hourly Bitcoin cash outs top $500 million, which is just a drop in the bucket when you're talking about a $2 trillion asset class, right? But it's enough to cause some volatility, right? So these Golden Crosses are very highly anticipated events. They can be very bullish. They can also represent a potential rejection. Actually, I recall at the end of the last bull market, I think there was a Golden Cross and things went the wrong way. So you never know what can happen, but I'm not being bearish here. I am bullish. Now, why am I in the Dogecoin short? It's, again, just because I believe that the volatility is beautiful trading, and you guys want to trade, you can sign up. I got links down in the description and the comments down below, up to a $5,000 deposit bonus. And I've really enjoyed trading lately. It's been a lot of fun. I've been quite profitable. It's been pretty cool. I've been sharing some of the successes with you guys on X. Let's actually, here, I'll show you guys. Like, we've had a couple great ones. So nice. That was crazy. I never do these 100Xs, but had 143% move on that one. Made a $500 or $700. I can't remember. This one made a nice 47% gain on SHIB the other day. Again, set my stop losses. I don't think I ended up profiting 47%. I think I ended up profiting like 30%, made, I think $200 or $400 on that one. And so, you know, and I got links on all these posts if you want to sign up there too. So we've got links for you to sign up. But, you know, the ETF conversation, you know, this is here. We haven't really, you know, for me, it's actually quite shocking because we haven't really seen a big boom for Ethereum since these ETFs have happened. Yeah, we've had some up moments, but we could potentially have some of these massive explosions for Ethereum like we did for the Bitcoin ETF and the hype there. But we're not really going to see it, in my opinion, still until we kind of see the Fed go the right direction with this stuff. Okay. And when you look at, you know, the conversation right now, you know, ADP jobs missed. It's not good. Hiring hesitancy. You know, Trump is screaming at the Fed to cut these rates, and we're just still not seeing it. But I do think we're going to see rate cuts at some point this year. You know, we've seen a lot of talk about the debt for the U.S. lately. Bitcoin is the off-ramp. Looking at more news about tariffs, you know, I want to remind you guys to, like, it's good to look at this news. Today, we do have countermeasures from Mexico. If U.S. keeps the 50% metal tariffs, these higher tariffs on steel and aluminum go in effect today. Okay. 50% steel and aluminum tariffs take effect today. This is also not so good. So this goes hand in hand with the U.S., right? Yeah. Hearing what people's YouTubes are getting suspended and terminated, says the one. Now, we have gotten a lot of warnings lately. The one, I don't know, hearing from the insider that YouTube would notice to get rid of crypto creators because lawsuits. And yeah, I don't know. We're, look, we've got disclaimers. We've got disclaimers in the banner. Definitely want to be careful with all this stuff, guys. Very, very curious. Did you know that XRP YouTube channels are getting copyright violations and shut down? No, that's very interesting. I haven't heard about that. At all. We talk about XRP sometimes, but I haven't heard about that at all. Not my focus. We're doing things right over here. We're giving our disclaimers, and, you know, again, not financial advice, right? This is for entertainment purposes only, right? That's what we say. It's what we mean. And we've got tariffs right now causing some volatility. I think's great for trading, and we're just trying to report on all this news every single day for you guys. Other stories that I wanted to share with you guys. North American construction engineering company Solar Bank adopts a Bitcoin strategic reserve. That's one more in the bucket of pro crypto companies. There you go. Again, you've got other stories coming out like this, where Russia's Moscow Stock Exchange launches Bitcoin futures trading. Now, we've seen language from Russia that they weren't going to do things like this. We've seen language from China that they weren't going to adopt crypto. But if you look at the actions that are being taken and you ignore the words, you will probably be better suited in the end. Because a lot of countries and a lot of large corporations and even billionaires tend to fib. And like, for example, Mark Cuban, Kevin O'Leary, I've talked about them a lot. They lied. They said Bitcoin stank. They said Bitcoin was not so good. They did not like Bitcoin for a long time. And then they were accumulating Bitcoin secretly behind closed doors. But as we're seeing Russia's Moscow Stock Exchange launch Bitcoin futures, we're also seeing other things happen, like this. $110 billion Matuz Mike, CAI, this billionaire, okay, says Bitcoin's going to $1,100,000 per coin. This account says China is coming. And this is something I've been telling you guys for a while. In this interview, this Chinese billionaire also stated that Bitcoin is digital gold, right? We've been screaming this from the top of our lungs for a very long time. I've got many videos talking about the market cap of gold versus Bitcoin, and it just shows you that Bitcoin could easily go to $1 million per coin, especially if it's really being viewed by the richest people in the world, like Larry Fink and BlackRock and Chinese billionaires, and now Russia launching futures trading for Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin is going to go higher over time. Now, is that going to happen today? Is it going to $1 million today? Of course not. Now, on my thumbnail here, what I have laid out for you guys, okay, is don't wait. Now, I don't mean that to say like don't wait, buy right now, right? I don't like to ever say, buy this right now. I don't like to say anything like that. I don't believe in that type of language. But taking the word now, okay, and thinking of like, this is the era, okay? I've been in this space since 2016 and to today. That's the now, okay? And if you've had a crypto strategy from 2016 to today of just buying Bitcoin, you've been tremendously successful. And I think the same holds true for the future. That's what this billionaire is saying. That's what we see with all this news coming out. Now is the time to be paying attention and formulating a crypto strategy and just steadily accumulating the things that you believe in over time. If you think that Bitcoin is going to $1 million per coin, well, it's at $100,000 today. So that's a 10x on Bitcoin. That's pretty incredible. Okay. That's pretty incredible. And this is real. This is a reality. This is possible. By the numbers and by the news. Made by Kyrie says, will Bitcoin offset the USA debt issue? Maybe a little, but I doubt it. We don't really see the USA buying Bitcoin yet, though we do have some bills being proposed to potentially see some buying of Bitcoin from the US government. We haven't actually seen it hit yet, okay? We actually haven't seen it hit yet. There you go. Yeah, we got double Scott action with the ZBCN thing. I don't know what's up. Is that like your biggest holding, Scott Squared? 2 Scotts on the same page with the ZBCN coin. What is that coin even doing today? The one says that it dumped. Well, it's pumping still. It's still up a little bit. Let's see what it did. Look at this. Getting a nice move today. They get some acquisitions. Hey, so it's got some news today. That's why it's pumping up today. Got some big exchanges. I don't know, maybe, but I'm a little more focused on some of the bigger cap plays. Now, this is $500 million in market cap. That's pretty cool. Rank number 133. Could it get bigger? It certainly could, but Bitcoin's king. I'm looking at some of the ETF plays. I will dabble with some of these other plays, but this is its own network. Here you go. CMCAI. Why is it up? Technical breakout, science card acquisition. There you go. So that's what you got going on right there. And this. I like these tools. These are cool tools. But good luck with that. Anyway, Scott Squared. Good luck with that. I hope it goes well. Yeah. So we talked about some profit taking. There's definitely a lot of profit taking, a lot of volatility in this space. You've got more news about this ETF from the president and the president's family. Hey, my dogecoin trades getting closer to the profit. That's cool. What we're going to do now is we're going to drag down the stop loss and we're going to bring it a little bit lower. We're going to move it down a little bit because if we can not take that big of a loss, that'd be great. I think it's going to go the right way for me still, but we'll go down to that. That looks nice. That looks nice right there. Okay, so let's see how this thing shakes out. But again, bullish on Doge, but in a trade right now I want to share with you guys. So we've got some news cooking today. Gotten through some of these stories. I got a few others. This one's an interesting one. Congressman Brandon Gill. I don't even know who this congressman is. Never heard of him before. Don't really care. But what I do care about is that a congressman is buying Bitcoin. Okay. And it's not just one congressman, it is others. I think Ted Cruz is buying Bitcoin. We've seen many, many others that have bought Bitcoin or have Bitcoin related stocks. It's a sign. So when you see people in Congress, the people that establish the laws and know generally what the future of the US market is going to be, right? Well, this tells you that Bitcoin is a part of the future for the USA. Why else would government officials be buying this much Bitcoin? JD Vance has a lot of Bitcoin. There's many folks that have some Bitcoin, okay? They even had Grok double check this, and yeah, here you go. There you go. And this guy might have access to policy information. Look at this Grok. The timing of his purchase near crypto-related announcement raises insider trading suspicions. So there you go. You got public announcements of these buys and speculation of insider trading. Look at that. Look at that. They're accumulating Bitcoin because they know there's a bright future ahead for this asset class. And, you know, if you were able to trade like some of these government officials, you could make a lot of money. Well, we've got X reporting on this news, and so that's pretty neat, Pete. We also have the Swiss Central Bank just disclosed buying $38 million, not of Bitcoin, okay? Very interesting, but of MicroStrategy stock, because that company, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, has had an incredibly successful strategy. What is that strategy? To buy Bitcoin, okay? And it just goes to show you, you can get exposure and others can get exposure to the crypto industry without actually buying Bitcoin itself, though I think Bitcoin's king. But here's the Swiss Central Bank buying $38 million worth of this US stock, MicroStrategy, because they want exposure to the crypto industry. A lot of ways to get access to crypto with stocks, buying the asset itself. We talked about this Chinese billionaire. That's pretty neat. And then this story is pretty wild, you know, so it's not just MicroStrategy taking on this massive Bitcoin purchasing approach. Okay. And Clear as Beef says it beautifully in the chat. Look at this. Before we are done, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tapping the like button, guys, is one of the #1 things you can do to support a YouTube channel. And I would greatly appreciate if you did. Thank you, Mr. Beefy, in the chat for telling the folks how it is. Yeah. But so MicroStrategy is not the only company to be buying Bitcoin. And clearly that's a good thing, right? We just saw the Swiss Central Bank buying MicroStrategy because they're buying Bitcoin. But there are 60 plus firms doubling their Bitcoin in the last 2 months. Corporate treasuries now hold over 3% of all the Bitcoin. These 60 plus firms doubled their Bitcoin in the last 2 months. What do you think happens over the next 2 months? What do you think happens over the next 2 years? What do you think happens over the next 4 years with this pro-crypto presidency? Is this the super cycle? Is this that extended rally? I still have a hard time believing it. It sounds too good to be true, but it does make more sense than ever before. Look at all this news that I'm reporting to you guys every single day. So much momentum for this industry. So much excitement for this asset class. It continues to grow, which is why my strategy is to continue to grow my crypto portfolio whenever I can, especially Bitcoin. Okay. And regarding the ETFs, again, you've got some Ethereum ETF buzz, and it's all around BlackRock, who is just continuing to buy. We talked about this yesterday, but I wanted to double down on it because I think it is that important. Let's take a peek at some coins here. What did I tell you guys yesterday? I told you guys this is going to be resistance for Pepe. Did you open up a short here? I didn't. I missed it. I should have. I told you guys this could be resistance for Pepe. What an awesome trade that could have been. Darn it. Nice 2%. Could have been a 5% move. That you could make good money on a trade like that. I like to see it. I like to see it a lot. Let's look here. Yep, my Dogecoin trade's starting to go the right way to the downside, which I'm bullish on Doge, but yeah, there you go. There you go. Made by Kyrie says, what makes Bluefin stand out from other trading platforms? The truth is, Made by Kyrie, there's a lot of great trading platforms. But what I like about Bluefin is how easy it is to use. It's so easy to use, and they've got a lot of great trading pairs. They've got some nice sign-up bonuses. There's so many different platforms to use. But I use Bluefin. That's the affiliate link that we have because we enjoy the exchange a lot. We personally trust the exchange. You have to do your own research before you get into any exchange or any asset, but it's just the one that we use, and that's what we like. So that's why we have the affiliate link. That's why we talk about it. There's others, but I just like the way that it's set up. It's nice and clean. It's nice on the mobile phone. Very easy to use on the mobile phone. Yeah, and they got copy traded. They got a lot of cool features, so it's pretty good. And they got good sign-up bonuses. The one's talking about 40K Bitcoin. Wow. 2 Scots versus the one. This chat, it's crazy. You guys are nuts, man. The one says Sailor has his sell orders in October. He might. I don't know. I don't know if he's ever going to sell Bitcoin. I don't think he said he would ever sell Bitcoin. I think he said he was going to burn all his Bitcoin when he moved on to the next realm. What else is going on, guys? Hey, we're in the profit. Look at that. We're in the profit, folks. We're in the profit. That's not too bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the stop loss down a little bit more. We're going to pull it to the top of that last hourly candle, and we'll see what happens. You limit the damage when you're on the wrong side of a trade. I was on the wrong side of this trade for a minute, but it's working out. It's working out. Okay. What else is cooking, guys? I was going to talk about XRP. Let's look at the XRP chart. I'm out of that Shiba Inu trade. Took some profit, like I told you guys. I had that stop loss set. Nice little pump for XRP over the last few days. Not too shabby after a dip. The accumulation comes back. Bouncing off basically $2 again. $2.10 has been incredible support. Let's keep a trend line in there, actually. I don't know where my trend line went. Maybe this is the wrong chart, but I've had some trend lines. And then could have some potential resistance right about, let's call it, yeah, right about there. Top of that wick, a couple bounces there. Right at about $2.30 could get some rejection. So you might have a rejection there potentially. Maybe another opportunity for a short. But of course, if Bitcoin just explodes again and breaks out to new highs again, well, then we could see everything start to boom. Bitcoin dominance coming back down. Test the bottom of this line. Is Bitcoin dominance going to have the big crash? Too early to say yet, guys. I still lean bullish for Bitcoin dominance. Just look at all the billionaires talking about it. Look at all the companies acquiring Bitcoin. It's unbelievable. Scott says, heard that the president put a deadline of today for best tariff proposals. And breaking news, everybody. Huge announcement. Thank you, Mrs. Crypto Kip. Guys, this is breaking news. Hot off the stovetop. We've got some eggs and some hash browns. Let's get a bite of the hash brown. Let's do a little hash brown bite. Big bite. Oh, that's hot. Ow. Nice and hot. Big shout out to Miss Crypto Kip for a beautiful breakfast. Simple, easy, perfect. We change it up. We change it up over here. Yesterday, I had a little bit of eggs and rice with a little bit of soy sauce in the rice for breakfast. I enjoy food. Talk about the China Treasury for XRP, 300 million. Let's look at that. You know what? Oh, man. See, there you go. That's the community kicking into high gear, sharing some XRP news. What do we got? XRP China. Let's check it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Chinese firms Weebus stock jumps after filing with the SEC for a $300 million XRP strategic reserve. There you go. The move is indicative of the rising institutional interest in Ripple's XRP ecosystem as firms seek to integrate blockchain technology payments into their operations. Here we go. Look at this. This is part of the pump for XRP. Also a bounce off $2 support. They intend to use loans and credit facilities for funding, integrating Ripple's payment network to enhance cross-border payments. The exact intended use for Ripple cross-border payments. There you go. More adoption. Clear as beef. Clear as beef is the best crepe maker in the world. That sounds good. I haven't had a crepe in a long time. Long time since I had a crepe. Banana Nutella crepe with some strawberries maybe. Oh, man. I like food. I like food a lot. My next YouTube channel that I do would be a food channel. I would do a food channel. I love it. So this is big. There you go. There you go. Big news, XRP adoption continuing. China. Again, more news about China and crypto. Would you look at that? Would you just have a look at it? You just take one look. Check Crow. We can check some Crow. What do we got for Crow right now? But yeah, potential rejection up here, maybe at 230. This news is big, but news pumps. And then buy the rumor, sell the news sometimes. And we're kind of in a stall out pattern right now until we're not, right? There's Crow. Look at this little scoop up there for Crow. Let's zoom out. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Take a peek at CRO. Oh yeah, I got some good sandwiches. I do have some good sandwiches. Mr. Beef knows what's up. I make some good sandwiches. I make a mean steak now. I make a great rice bowl, sesame chicken. Had some great chicken thighs in the air fryer, garlic parmesan with some rice. I made some rice. We were still eating rice yesterday. Out of rice now. And then tonight is chili mac. The American delicacy is chili mac tonight. Everybody needs to know what I'm eating because it's just a part of me. I don't know. There's Crow. Look at that. Let's get rid of it. Going to be some resistance up here, no doubt. Right at 10 cents resistance. Yeah, I think that this is key resistance. We at worst would come back down to like, 7 cents. Okay. But I don't know if we're going to shake down that low. I'd like to see Bitcoin hold up here. I think it can. These tariff stories are tough. We started the video out talking about the tariffs with the president. This is looking, if I'm being honest, guys, you remember this? Oof. I would hate to see this. I would hate to see this turn into that. Okay, that wouldn't be too fun. It's a possibility, but if I had to guess, I think that's going to be a fake out. Okay, I think we move higher, but there is a possibility that we slip back down before resuming higher. Okay. One says, so if Bitcoin dominance is topped out, what do you think alts will do? Go down hard? Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin dominance hasn't topped, what do you think alts will do? No, I mean, what could happen here is Bitcoin could surge again and alts could follow, but Bitcoin pumps harder. That's kind of my more, that's kind of what I think could or should happen. But if we do dip down, let's say the other way is Bitcoin, let's say Bitcoin slips to 99 or 91 again or something like that. 91 would be a reasonable target for us to touch down to before resuming higher as well. At that point, if Bitcoin goes down to 91, yeah, alts are going to get crushed again. And then maybe in that world, you know, you do see, let's zoom out and look at this, like Doge. I'm in a Doge short right now. Maybe you do see Doge come down to like 7 cents again, but I'm looking at like the 15-cent range for Doge. And yeah, that's kind of the two ways that Bitcoin dominance works. If it's shooting up, it could be because Bitcoin's shooting faster and harder and altcoins are lagging behind, but still coming up potentially, or stagnant, or Bitcoin's crashing and then altcoins crash harder. Because if Bitcoin dips, your altcoins get hurt, which presents buying opportunities. And I do believe that these are buying opportunities. Let's just pretend worst thing ever. It's a bear market coming after this. This was the top. Let's just pretend. I don't believe it. Let's pretend this is the top. You could be upset, right? Or you could look at it as one more opportunity to get into Bitcoin before the big rush to $1 million. Okay. And maybe it takes 10 years to get to $1 million for Bitcoin. Maybe it takes 5 years. Maybe it takes 15 years, right? I don't know how long it's going to take, but I do believe that it will happen at some point in the future. Chihuahua says, prepare for the dip. Prepare for the dip. Dad mode is activated. Absolutely. Absolutely. How's it going, Daryl? What's cooking? Crypto Isaac says, if that's the top, then Crow to a penny. Crow ain't going to a penny, I don't think. I think Crow at worst comes back down to, yeah, I mean, a 4 cent, whatever range. But we got ETFs coming for Crow. We got a lot of, they're doing banking services. They're offering stocks. I just don't think Crow's going to a penny again. If Crow goes to a penny again, I would buy a lot of Crow, because that's a 100x chance to $1. And I think that $1 comes from Crow at some point. It's been talked about a lot, not just by me, by a lot of folks. Of course, not financial advice, friends, as always. Papa in the chat, the Papa says crypto is in it like an addiction. It sure is. It sure is. It's like coffee and nicotine, let me tell you. Miller Frank in the chat, what's up? Yep. So anyway, Crow, resistance at 10 cents. We can break out. We can shoot up to, 15 or 20 cents pretty quickly. But you need a Bitcoin breakout. And the Bitcoin breakout is being delayed because, like I told you, President came out and said, President Xi Jinping, very difficult, enormously, tremendously, gargantuanly difficult to deal with. I respect him, but he's tough, very tough. Scott did say it best, only put in while you're willing to lose. That is the name of the game with crypto plays, my friends. What's a big catalyst we're really waiting for? Is it quantitative easing, rate cuts, or end of tariff policy? All the above, they all go hand in hand. They all go hand in hand. All those things are the same. Tariff policy triggers the inflation concerns lightening up, which triggers the rate cuts and quantitative easing together. That's it. Smash a like. Subscribe to the channel. I'm keeping this trade open. We've got our stop loss set. Like I said, I'll show you guys the good trades. I'll show you guys the bad trades too. This one's not the best right now, but you never know. If I get stopped out, I get stopped down. Okay. Do I think Bitcoin will fall below 100K? It's possible. There's volatility to trade on that. If it does, you want to trade, you sign up for Blowfin. I got links down below for you. Let's take one more look at what's doing today. Bitcoin's still coming up a little bit here. Couple movers. Dexy after dipping yesterday's coming back up. Farcoin getting a big dip. Couple coins getting a big dip after pumping. A lot of memes falling down. A lot of volatility, guys. I believe steadily accumulating Bitcoin and your top altcoins over time is the easiest strategy in crypto. If you have a long-term vision, I am not a financial advisor. I just love this asset class, and I think there are very bright days ahead still. Some people think you're too late. I don't think we're too late. I think that the time is now. I have on the thumbnail, don't wait. I don't think you want to wait for Bitcoin to be at $1 million before you put together an accumulation strategy. I think you want to pay attention right now. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. DCA HODL. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Until next time, peace, y'all. See you next time. Time for some hash browns and eggs. Later, guys.